Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving my top 20 best of the year. Yes, I said 20. I couldn't narrow it down any further. I have three honorable mentions, and the rest are top 20. So we'll start with honorable mentions first. This is no particular order. So first honorable mention is the outfit. This is one that seemed to come and go. Nobody seemed to talk about, but this is a really good thriller. And I was very surprised by how much I enjoyed it. I think the ending is really badass. I think this is one that really needs to get more attention. Don't know why it just kind of came and went, because this is definitely worthy of a, obviously for me as an honorable mention, is one of the best of the year. Next, I forgot to pull it off the shelf. I think it's upstairs, but I don't think it's down here. And that is Everything Everywhere All at Once. This was just a crazy, fun, sad ride that you went on, and I enjoyed everything about it. It didn't really feel like it dragged too much. But overall, though, it's one that I felt I loved, but I would watch these top 20 probably a little more than I would this one. And then next is Prey. This was on Hulu, and we'll probably never see a physical release of this unless we get lucky. Prey was a really good Predator film. I had some issues with it, but nothing that really hurt it to where it dropped it past. I think I gave.
Hulu?
Yeah.
That's the only Predator movie I like.
Prey is just a really, really fun. It takes a little bit to get into it, but a very fun action film. So those are my three honorable mentions. So let's see. How do I want to do this? I think I'm not going in any particular order. So I think I'm going to give the ones that I don't have physical copies of, because either they've not come out yet, because I was going to wait and do this when they were out, but I want to go ahead and get it done. Or it's going to be ones that's streaming. So we'll just get started. I'm just going to go, let's see. First up is one that was on Shudder, and that is, a lot of these going to be horror. I will say that. Horror has done amazing this year.
Yeah.
It's a great comeback for horror, so a lot of this is going to be horror.
And we're big horror fans.
We're big horror fans, so. But first up is Deadstream. This was just a very fun horror film about a guy that's like a YouTuber in a way, and he's going into this. I think it's supposed to be like a haunted house, if I remember correctly, and it's just a very fun film with great effects. And I would love to see this get a physical release. I would pick this up immediately, day one. Next is one that, again, is just a very fun action film with Joey King, and that is The Princess. This thing is nonstop. It hits the ground running. Great action sequences, good gore. Joey King does an amazing job in this.
Like usual.
Her and her sister, Hunter King, are two of my favorites. Well, I like Hunter a little bit more than Joey, but Joey's really good as well. Huh?
Really?
I think so. I think as of right now. Joey King's, I would think I'd put her just right below her sister for me, but
They're both really good though.
but yeah, they're both great actresses, up and coming actresses if you want to call them. But The Princess, it was on. Oh boy, what streaming service was that on? The Princess.
I don't know.
I can't remember. It was streaming on one of the
You're the one that
services,
found it
but I
on
can't remember which one. But I would definitely just check it out, watch it as just a very fun, shut your brain off kind of a movie. Next is Day Shift. This was on. Was it Hulu for Day
I
Shift?
think so, yeah.
A vampire film that starred Jamie Foxx. I'm not a Jamie Foxx fan.
I'm hit and miss with him.
Also has Snoop Dogg, which worried me. But
That's weird.
this worked. It did. It worked for me. It was fun. I thought the action the vampire action scenes was good. The best scene of the movie, oh my lord, was the brothers in this with Scott Atkins and Howie from Reba. Steve Howie.
Yeah.
Those two is I can't remember the name of them, their characters, but they played these brothers that were vampire hunters. And there's a scene in this movie that's so freaking fun. And they do so well in it. Like, I would watch it just for that scene alone. I would love to see a spin-off involving just them two because they're so freaking fun. And this whole movie was just that. It was just so fun. One that just kind of, I felt like got overlooked and needs more attention. Day Shift just so good. Such a great one. I wish it would get a physical release, but it's probably not going to. Next, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion. Very unpopular opinion. I will say when I first watched this movie, I did not like it. I don't know why. I think I wasn't in the right mindset maybe. I don't know. Upon a rewatch, knowing what I was getting myself into, this movie was a blast. And that is, my wife's probably going to hate me.
What?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Oh, God.
on Netflix.
I hate that one.
This one was so freaking fun. Gory as all get out.
It was gory, I give it that.
The bus scene was amazing. I love that scene. When I just shut my brain off and just took it for what it is, tried not to think about
You
it.
didn't hate it the first time either, though.
Huh?
You didn't really hate it the first time.
I didn't love it, but I don't think I don't think I hated it. I can't remember what my grade was before I rewatched it. But when I rewatched it, it was so much more fun. And I just took it for what it is. And I wish it get a physical release, but I don't think it's going to. But definitely one of my favorite Texas Chainsaw movies. Like I said, it's probably controversial to say, but it's controversial with her saying hers is Texas Chainsaw is her favorite.
Oh, the 3D one?
3D one, yeah.
Listen, I like the remakes, you know this.
Well, technically the remake is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No. That's a completely different take on it. It's different.
That's a sequel. Texas Chainsaw 3D.
I don't care. You think I care? No.
Next is one that again I watched the first time around. I did not love it, so I'm gonna mark these off as I go through it, so I know which ones I've said. I did not love it, but after knowing what I knew about it, I rewatched it. I got in the mood to rewatch it, surprisingly, and I rewatched it, and I enjoyed it a hell of a lot more. And that is a Shudder film called Sissy. Basically about a woman who is influencer. She, or I don't know if you call it an influencer. She tries to help lift people's spirits and make them feel positive about themselves. I don't know if you call that an influencer, but anyway, she makes
Motivational speaker.
yeah, kind of in a way. She's a YouTuber that does motivational speaking videos, we'll call it, and she meets an old friend, and she invites her to her bachelorette party, and things happen, and shit hits the fan, and it's when you shut your brain off and you just watch it for what it is. This movie was very fun. It's one that I would purchase. Hopefully it'll get a physical release because it is Shudder. So I'm hoping it gets a Blu-ray release. We'll see. It's not been announced yet, but I'm really hoping for one. But this was definitely a fun one. Let's see. Okay, next up is one that I watched shortly after watching Violent Night. Violent Night's on my most disappointing list. Spoiler if you've not watched that video yet. But this one I watched a little bit after that, and this movie was so freaking fun. Gory as hell. The final girl was amazing, and that is Christmas Bloody Christmas on Shudder. This, to me, was, out of the two Christmas Santa, Killer Santa movies we got, this was the best of the two. I loved everything about it. I laughed. The kills were amazing. I thought the portrayal of an animatronic Santa was great. Overall, a terrific film that I would purchase day one if and when it gets a release. Next is one that I am waiting to come in. It's not arrived yet. And that is Terrifier 2. Love the first Terrifier. My wife loves the first Terrifier.
I like the first one better.
She was disappointed with this one. This would probably be on her most disappointing list.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it, but it was just...
This was, for me, amazing. I loved every minute. Art was hilarious in it. Gory as shit. I mean, it was such a great sequel. I love the little girl that was in it. I thought she played the character role terrific. Her as Art's little minion, if you will. Definitely look forward to seeing where this franchise goes with the third one. Would love for it to sort of be shortened. The runtime is a little long on it, but I think you kind of need to pull it back a little bit and make them under 2 hours. But that's really my only complaint with Terrifier 2 was the runtime. Other than that, it was an amazing film. Loved it. As good as the sequel, or as the first one. Next is one that we will probably never see a physical release for. If we do, I will do a happy dance. And that is Barbarian.
Oh my god.
Barbarian was one that I've been hearing some good things about. And it was just, it lived up to every bit of it. I thought the performances were great. I thought it felt original from what we've seen in a while. It was just a very solid film that we'll probably never see a physical release for, unfortunately. Aww. And the last one on this list that we don't own physically is The Menu, starring Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicholas Hoult, Ralph Fiennes. This one was a shocker for me. I didn't realize how much I was going to enjoy this one. It's a very great thriller. Ralph Fiennes does a terrific job. It's very unnerving. Anya Anya Taylor-Joy is amazing in it as well. There's probably some scene, at least one scene where it might be kind of sensitive content for some people, but overall, this movie was just an amazing film, and I cannot wait for it to be released to Blu-ray.
When I was looking at the poster for it online, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, he looks like somebody else I know. And then with Watch Class Onion today, I was like, Daniel! He looks like Daniel! Does he not? Like, he has
Ralph
very...
Fiennes?
Yeah, he looks very similar in the
I was
face.
going to say Voldemort.
No.
It is Voldemort.
No. He has a nose. That's different.
Oh my god.
No, but he looks like Daniel a lot, and I didn't realize it till I saw Glass Onion earlier today. But that's okay.
But now into our physical copies of stuff. No particular order. I'm just going to pull them from how I got them over here. So I don't need this anymore because my little notepad I keep stuff on, or my little clipboard. So the rest of these I own physically. I could put another honorable mention in here, honestly, that I own physically if I wanted to. Because it's just sitting right here. And that's the Banshees of Inisherin. I thought this was a great... This is a great dark... Listen here. This is a great dark comedy that I think deserves the love that it's getting for the awards season. I'm hoping that it does win at least some awards, but this could be an honorable mention as well for me and my best of the year. So up next we have Press Play. This was a shocker for me. I did not expect to enjoy this as much as I did, but it's a nice time travel film with an ending that I actually liked because it isn't your typical ending for a movie like this. I'll just say that. And I really love that about it. And it was a very quick watch and very good acting, great chemistry. So yeah, I thought it was a really good one. Next, Scream. Loved this movie.
Love it.
Did we order this?
Huh?
Did we order this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
It was some little scuffage here on the corner. I was like, did we order
Scuffage?
Scuffage.
Scuffage? Yeah.
But, just a really fun film. All the Scream, well, I enjoy the first Scream, the fourth one, this one.
I like all of them. That's all that matters.
I don't enjoy 2 and 3 very much, but I can tolerate them. But, I think that's all of them, right? 1, 2, yeah. No, this is the 5th one. So yeah, I got them all. I'm thinking the 6th one that's coming out and it's throwing me off. But yeah, this was a really good one. I kind of wish they would have used our main, at least Neve Campbell a little bit more. I thought she was a little underused, but I get why they did it. They were trying to pass the torch on to our 2 sisters.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about this next one.
So, but this is just a great entry into the Scream franchise, and it was a great way to start the year because this came out in January, right?
Yeah, it came out like the middle of January.
So this was a great January film, finally. So
because it was like we went like a week or 2 after your birthday. So.
Yeah. Next, Ambulance. I've seen this in some people's worst.
Hey.
And I don't know why.
It was good, especially for Jake, because I'm not a big fan of Jake.
The acting was amazing. Jake Gyllenhaal did really good. I think the most unbelievable part is that the ambulance drove as long as it did without needing to have gas.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
But
you gotta think of the type of movie it is.
Yeah, but it's a Michael Bay film, so it's a lot of action, a lot of explosions and stuff. Just a very fun watch that I'm happy to own. Next is one that surprised me, and that is Orphan First Kill. Now, I don't think you didn't like this as much, right?
Compared to what?
The first Orphan.
Um, I'm conflicted. Like, at times I do like it more, and then there's other times where I'm like, I don't know. It's like one of those iffy ones. But I do like it. I really like it.
I love this one as much as the first one. I thought the story was different, and I liked that. I thought the way they made her look small again, childlike, I guess,
It was very well done.
was very well done. I didn't have issues with it. I know some people did. I enjoyed this one really quite well, and like I said, probably just as much as the original. Even though the original's twist at the end, the reveal will always be iconic.
Yeah.
This is just as good in my opinion. Score 1 for the sequels. Oh, 2 technically, we got Scream.
Yeah.
Next is Watcher. This is such an uneasy movie to watch. They make you feel what she's feeling. And this is the way to do it. Unlike Blonde, this is the way you give the feel that you're. This is the way you make it. Portray it to where you're feeling what the lead actress is feeling. That's what I'm trying to say.
And if you've ever been in that situation, you feel it even more, and it's really, really well done.
And this person on the back says one of this century's most arresting tales of female anxiety, and you definitely feel that anxiety, that uneasiness.
My heart was racing, and I would hate it.
Such a fun or not fun watch, but such a great watch.
It's fun to watch somebody get stalked.
Yeah,
No.
Sure. Such a great watch, and one that I'm happy that it got a physical release, because this was Shudder, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, this was Shudder.
I think it was Shudder, yeah.
So hopefully Shudder, come on, let's keep putting some of yours out physically. I need some more titles being released. Next is Fall. Another anxiety-driven film. What The Ledge didn't do, this one did. The Ledge failed at giving you that anxiety-driven feel, which if you've not watched my worst of the year, The Ledge is one of my dishonorable mentions. This gives you the anxiety. This gives you a decent twist at the end. Such a great film. Loved every minute. Well, yeah, I guess they loved every minute of it, even though it keeps you on the edge of your seat. But yeah, and it's a film that wasn't really talked about. So it's Fall. Next up is a surprise for me. Did not expect to love this one, and it grew on me as I was thinking about it more after I rated and reviewed it, and that is Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. This is such a great horror comedy. It helped that his character may or may not be in it long, but the rest of these girls were so good. Like I said, loved every minute of this. Such a fun movie, and it does have a lesson to be taught in this. So, definitely a good win for A24. Next is one that me and my wife both enjoyed. I think you enjoyed this one.
Mm.
And that is Smile.
Yeah.
We did not know what to expect from this. We've been hearing really good things, but this could have been like a very generic, we've seen it before type movie, with the type of movie that it is supposed to be. But thankfully, it was not.
The only issue I had was at the beginning. There's a very graphic scene.
Yeah.
And so we had to make sure, because Addison was wanting to watch it, so we had to make sure your mom had covered her eyes during that part of the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want her seeing that. It's very violent.
But this definitely has some creepy moments. It was such a very well done horror movie that could have been so generic and bad, but it was not. And it lands in our top 20. Or my top 20. Shouldn't say our top 20. Next is
It probably would be in my top 20.
Marry Me. This was in January, I think.
Yeah, it was like January.
Another win for the January movies. Another surprise. I really enjoyed this. Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson had great chemistry. The story itself was just very fun, funny. Just such a good one. Nice way to start the January year with Scream and Marry Me. So that one lands in my top 20. This next set, yes, I said set. I wanted to count as one thing. I guess what should be the ending of this trilogy comes out this coming year. And that is X and Pearl. She does not like these movies.
But I also don't like that type of thing with graphic stuff for sex. I don't.
Well, the second one's not that bad. Doesn't have that in it.
Well, I'm not saying the second one. I'm just saying X, though.
But X and Pearl, I kind of put them together because it's a soon-to-be trilogy. Mia Goth is amazing as these characters.
She does act very well.
The pacing is great. X has some great gory scenes. It is pretty sexual, as you would think, because its title is X. They're making porno. So there is sexual scenes and stuff in it, but both movies are amazing. I gave them both 5 out of 5s. Ty West's best movies, in my opinion, are these two. I don't care what you say. You can say it's House of the Devil or Innkeepers or whatever you want to say.
From that particular person, director?
From Ty West, yeah.
Yes, I do think that is the best movies from him, but I'm not a fan.
But this is my favorite of his, and this is what he needs to continue doing, his movies like this, for me personally. So, but those are those are those two. Two more left. Next, we have a movie that I forgot was 2022, because we've had so many damn good horror movies this year. And that is The Black Phone.
That was one I was iffy with.
Yeah, this is one she didn't love. She was hoping to love. She was really excited for, and it just kind of was a letdown for her.
And I'm usually a big fan of Ethan Hawke too.
Yeah. I just really enjoyed this one quite a bit. Ethan Hawke was amazing. The story was really good. It just somewhat kept you on the edge of your seat. So the little girl, his sister, she does such a great job in this movie. But yeah, definitely love The Black Phone.
His sister?
Yeah, the little girl that played his sister.
Oh, I thought you meant Ethan's sister.
No.
I was like, what?
But this was definitely a win for Blumhouse for this year.
And Blumhouse has been doing crappy lately, so that is decent.
Definitely more misses than hits, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And lastly, one that probably nobody's heard of, but I loved it, starring the wonderful Jenna Ortega, and that is American Carnage. This is one that I hear nobody talk about, and this movie is damn good. This is a Lionsgate title. Normally Lionsgate titles are not that great. They're just kind of one-offs. Not this one. This one I would recommend watching. Jenna Ortega, everybody in this is great. I love the story. It felt very original to me. And has some nice comedy in it. Definitely worth a watch, worth a buy, in my opinion. Now, it's not. It's one that's very not PC, I guess. It's basically no, I don't want to say too much. I can't remember if I spoil it in my video or not for it, but it's one that you just be prepared for what they're doing in this movie. We'll just say that. So, in case you've not watched my review and already got the spoiler for it, because I think I might have spoiled it in that, but this is just one I would definitely recommend watching. One that I watched mainly just for Jenna Ortega, so I was very happy to watch it. Have watched it, so. But that is everything for my best of the year. Will I watch some more from 2022? Probably. But if it does make my top of the year, oh well. I didn't want to keep waiting. We're already the final week of the year, so I didn't want to just keep putting it off. I wanted to go ahead and get this filmed. So, but that is everything for my top 20 of the year. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified for our videos. We will see you all in the next one.